After killing Chen, Lu Fan rushes towards the princess and raises his hand to attack her. But the princess is very nervous seeing this and tries to stop him by putting her hand forward and says, "What do you want to do? Don't be too arrogant. My brother has come first in Taki, and if you try to touch me, my brother is here, and he will definitely hit you with twice the force." But Lu Fan ignores her words and immediately slaps the princess hard, making her move away and fall on the ground. And then Lu Fan turns to her and says, "If this happens, I will be indebted to your brother." The princess was lying on the ground, and her magic stick falls on the ground. Here the teacher, seeing this scene, says, "What is Lu Fan doing? Even if he wins, he still has to humiliate his opponent." And that's right, can such a cute little girl do this? Sub-Principal Zhao replies, "I don't know. If that is really the case, then why was she behaving like this? To dominate Chen Qian, who has a strong winning streak." And then she says that the international student is still too arrogant. And then he looks at them and tells them to shut up, and then he picks up his mic and simultaneously announces that the princess and Chan's team has lost, and Lu Fan and Jian Ying's team has won. And then he looks at the teacher and says, "Tell Lu Fan to come to my office immediately," and orders him to prepare for the next team match. There should be no disruption. The teacher looks at him and replies, "Okay." After a while, Lu Fan reaches Vice Principal Zhao's room, and Vice Principal Zhao stands facing the opposite direction and says, "I already knew that it was the Jin family's lawsuit that made you so angry. But I found out about you and Jinju Princess through Mr. Qin. How did you two quarrel? But you should remember that in the arena, it is not right to settle personal grievances. If you do that, we will be accused, it will seem so." Lu Fan looks at them and raises his hand and says, "I have also experienced Chan's loss, so I know very well that the princess was taking advantage of him." The vice principal looks at them and hands them a MacBook and says, "Don't pay attention to these things and think now that this is the reason. I called you because the principal and I saw your performance." Lu Fan is surprised and says, "Leave it because my performance has made you dissatisfied." Vice Principal Zhao smiles and points the MacBook to Lu Fan and says, "On the contrary, when you released those two dragon language magic of yours, the principal and I were already relieved about your participation in the national exam. And this is a high-level secret realm that Longdu Academy has discovered for you through the Secret Realm Hunters Guild. And you can choose one of them." Lu Fan takes the MacBook in his hand at the same time and thinks to himself that secret hunters have guilds that control resources just like material hunters. And then he looks at the tab where two secret worlds are shown, dives into the first world, in which the secret realm level is 45 and the secret difficulty is terrible. The limit on the number of people is 2 or more people, and the starting price starts at 350 coins. The second secret world, named Nightfire Baron, Nightmare, and secret area level is 50. Secret difficulty is Nightmare, and the number of people limit is 4 or more. Starting price is 76573 coins. Lu Fan points a finger towards another secret world and thinks to himself that secret hunters rely on discovering entrances to various secrets in exchange for high rewards. And then Principal Zhao looks at him and says that all secret hunters adopt the method of bidding high prices. Whoever you choose, the school will go to their association to bid for it. But the starting price here is too high, and then he puts his hand on his mouth. And after thinking for a few seconds, he says that Longdu Academy still does not take the national examiners lightly, and we will definitely take a picture of the resources we promised you. Lu Fan suddenly takes some blur in the MacBook and looks at Principal Zhao and says to him, "Just look at this." Vice Principal Zhao looks at him seriously, and he realizes it and says, "Oh well, you found what you like." Lu Fan shows him the MacBook. Here are the secrets of this secret world. It turns out that the name of this world is Philog Graveyard is. Secret area level 55, secret difficulty Nightmare. Number of people is limited to 2 or more. 5656 dragon coins. The teacher is shocked to see that the next day is the day of the freshman assessment rematch at the Lagandu Academy arena. And she says that today is the first game of the semi-final, which is team number 1 Lu Fan with Jianing versus team number 3 Jiang Feng Yu and Jinju. Then suddenly Vice Principal Zhao gestures them to keep quiet with his hand, and says I should announce that Lu Fan has withdrawn from the competition, and he will be rematched. Everyone is surprised to hear this. They feel that this announcement is wrong. Everyone starts discussing among themselves what happened. Why has Lu Fan withdrawn from the competition? I came here today especially to see him. Maybe it is because of yesterday's accident. Some people say who knows, it is not possible. This is nonsense. It is just a nuisance. On the other hand, Kim says that they should be left alone. Lu Fan and Jianing should have entered the secret area. On the other hand, Lu Fan and Jianing enter the secret area, and they are walking outside the Feilang Cemetery in the giant tree forest. Lu Fan says, "Sorry Zhang Yang, you can't continue the game because you teamed up with me." She replies, "The school said we can all keep our Qingyan quota the same. And right now I have 1 zizizin points, so there's no need to apologize." And then she says, "Thank you for being able to come to such a rare secret place." And then she says, "All the rewards in the secret area are yours, and the experience points are enough for me." Lu Fan replies, "I understand you don't like to repay the favor." Here this guy is sitting on the tree branch and sees Lu Fan and says, "Hey, who is that here?" Lu Fan says, "Who is this?" The boy jumps on the ground at the same time and says, "Don't panic." And he looks at them and smiles and shows his thumb and says, "I am from Secret Hunter's Glide. You guys can call me Black Rat." Lu Fan is surprised to hear him and says, "We are from Longdu Academy," and asks, "Are you going to the entrance of Shillong Cemetery?" The boy says, seeing the branch on Lu Fan's shoulder, and then he walks forward and points, and says, "Since you have got this, then come with me." And then he says, "My mission will end when I take you to the teleportation gate." And then he says, "Your Longdu University is really rich and powerful." And then he asks what level you both have to shoot at such an expensive secret place. Lu Fan looks at him and says, "I am level 25. And points backwards with his thumb, and he says she is level 24. Hearing Lu Fan's words, this boy gets surprised that he is only at level 25. "Are you crazy? This secret world is above level 55, a secret area with a nightmare. How can you even think of coming here?" And then he opens his system at the same time, and says, "I have to contact Longdu Academy to confirm. I think I made a mistake. I have sent 2 people to die. Those who do not have second rank." Lu Fan looks at them and says, "Black Rat, there is no need to waste time." Then suddenly a big tree starts falling next to them, and then they take the danger at the same time, and start running from there. Lu Fan holds Xiangling's hand and starts running very fast. Then suddenly they realize that there is someone else here besides us. And then they look back, and there is a very big Dragon King there. Lu Fan immediately gets into action. He looks at him with angry eyes. And then he uses his power, due to which a strong aura appears around him. And his hands start glowing, and he attacks the Dragon King with power. Everyone, including Lu Fan, starts running fast, and then the blue Dragon King flies into the air, and starts flapping his wings and roaring very loudly. Lu Fan simultaneously raises his hand and uses the blue dragon ring's roar power. Using this power, fires a bolt of lightning forward that deals heavy damage, and has a paralyzing effect. Subsequent attacks have 20% of their power added, which decreases with each attack. 20% chance to paralyze enemy targets. This guy looks at Lu Fan and is shocked. He wonders what kind of skill is this that he sees lightning like lights all around him. He can't believe it when he sees that he is only at the 25th level. Then suddenly the blue dragon falls to the ground and its mouth opens and it dies in no time. And then he says that that blue dragon was a level 50 dragon eagle. How could he be killed so easily? Lu Fan's hand still had a strong aura, and he says with a smile, "Black Rat, don't worry about our level, and please take us to the entrance as quickly as possible." The mouse is shocked to hear Lu Fan's words because he is only 25th level and he defeated a 50th level dragon so easily. And then after thinking for a while he replies, Okay, I will definitely show you the way." And then everyone starts moving forward. After walking some distance, they reach a very big tree. The mouse clears the bushes and sees that huge tree, and tells them that this is the place where the entrance to the Flying Dragon Cemetery is. Light is coming from the sky above and a portal is visible. And then he tells that the teleportation gate is here on the Flying Dragon Sacred Tree. After this, the boy starts leaving and says, "My work is done. If we get a chance, we will meet again." Lu Fan looks at him and tries to stop him and extends his hand to him, and smiles and says, "Since we've met, don't you think we should be friends?" And then says, "The hunters from the secret realm have been to many places. I may have to ask you for some location information." Black Rat listens to Lu Fan and starts thinking about it, as he was still surprised thinking about Lu Friend. Lu Fan then extends his hand and says, "Of course, I will pay for this information." Black Rat replies, "Wait, what are you saying? You want to buy location information from me? Not the secret area, only this geographic location." Lu Fan explains to him that the secret area hunter shield will definitely not allow private transactions of secret area information, but it shouldn't be against the rules. Rat listens to Lu Fan and thinks about it, and then he says that one location will cost 1,000 dragon coins. And then he says that this is a favorable price. If it is acceptable, then I will definitely go. Lu Fan extends his hand and shakes his hand and says that the bet is now accepted. Rat thinks to himself, "People from Gandu Academy, are all these people rich?" Meanwhile, Jian Ying enters the secret area and says, "You talk too much, you shouldn't waste time, and let's go ahead." The system notifies that, "Welcome to the Rotting Corpse Dragon Graveyard. Level 55. The secret realm is a nightmare and the limit of talent is 2 people." Lu Fan thinks to himself that this is the Flying Dragon Sacred Tree that was mentioned, and the Divine Treasure Platform's location is at the top of the sacred tree. While walking forward, Jian Ying suddenly feels something strange. And then she says to Lu Fan, "Lu Fan, maybe there is an earthquake here." Lu Fan feels for a while, and then suddenly he sees something. He is shocked to see it, and then he says, "Hey, this is a herd of dragons." On the other side, all the dragons roar and come closer to Lu Fan. And the system detects. These dragons are known as Rotting Corpse Dragons, and their level is 50. Experience, 37,120 points. Ingredients, Dragon's Tooth, 2,772 dragon coins. Pack Bite, bites the target, causing physical damage. When the target is bitten, it summons its nearby companions to bite the target. Corrupting Breath, exhales breath covering a fan-shaped area. The corrupting effect will reduce the attack power of targets within range by 50%. Suddenly a dragon roars and tries to attack Jiaying. But at the same time Lu Fan arrives on the scene and stops its attack, and orders Jia Ling to prepare to attack. Jiaying immediately comes into action after hearing Lu Fan's words, and uses Mountain Shaker with her sword, which tears a dragon in half in mid-air. The power of Mountain Shaker, which causes 240% physical damage and 24% sati, spreads to the nearest enemy target. Here in the sky, that sword had cut a dragon in half. All the dragons look at it and are surprised. Then suddenly a dragon roars very fast and goes close to Lu Fan to attack him. But Lu Fan calls out for Xiao Fei at the same time, and Xiao Fei immediately comes and sits on Lu Fan's shoulder. Flames can be seen all around her. A flame forms around Lu Fan. She then uses Burning Flame while also looking upwards. This causes the fire to continuously spread forward, causing damage and healing itself. Several dragons are burned to ashes in this fire. On the other hand, Jia Ying is facing the dragons. She then leaps into the air, hitting them and uses her second power, known as Armor Break. This power ignores 32% of the target's defense while dealing damage. While fighting the dragon, Jianying reached a great height, and then she starts thinking that the heavy broadsword is not visible nearby. Then suddenly a dragon comes flying towards her from below. Jianying looks at the dragon and thinks in her mind that, oh no, I don't have much time now. Then suddenly Lu Fan comes towards her with his dragon sword. And then he uses the Dragon Fang Strike at the same time. Dragon Fang Strike, Blood Pack Enhancement, has the ability to use dragon energy to perform a powerful attack with the current weapon. As soon as he gets close to the dragon, he cuts the dragon in the middle in a single attack. The dragon starts bleeding green blood. And then at the same time Lu Fan extends his hand towards Jianying, because Jianying was still falling down, and says, Jianying, hold my hand. Jianying tries to catch Lu Fan at the same time. However, Lu Fan is also falling downwards, so he inserts his dragon sword inside the tree, with which he hangs on the tree and holds Jianying's hand and then tells her to be careful. And then he looks at his other side and says that this is our destination. Jianying looks into Lu Fan's eyes and says that you have saved me once again. Both of them sit on the branch of the big tree. Lu Fan says that it is not down, it is right here. Then suddenly a black-colored monster is seen, seeing which both of them get scared. Lu Fan immediately calls Jianjai. Meanwhile, Jianjai immediately reaches Lu Fan after hearing his voice. After some time, the hands of that monster are seen, which were completely made of bones. Then suddenly she sees the dragon's mouth, which was very huge and completely made of bones. It was made of skeleton. Friends, this chapter ends here. Don't forget to like the video to see the next chapter. And if you are new to the channel, then subscribe to the channel so that you can see our video first.